It actually, they've been, the trainers out there have been very, very good, very cooperative, except for the one time that we rescheduled a few weeks when he was busy. And I was thankful that he did, that he was busy, that we canceled that one because I was busy too, having to do some other things. So, but yeah, I would say they haven't given me the runaround. They've been very cooperative.
Well, that's just my perspective.
Yeah,
And
from
my perspective of why I say it's the runaround is, and I know you've told me that it is very realistic and stuff, but from what I see and from what I've heard, it doesn't hold weight. And how can I describe why am I saying these things, and why am I attached to it also? It's like you're put in this situation, and now you're just part of this situation, but you can't talk about the elephants in the room. And there's so many elephants. You can't ask those hard questions. You don't even know how to ask the hard questions because we live in such a military-industrial complex. We don't even know what those questions are. But yet, the way I see what we're doing is absurdist theater, and so if anything comes from it in reality is just gravy. But the main thing is that what my actions are to helping you, to helping myself, is completely selfish, because I get to say that I'm doing something, whatever that is. And just saying that I'm doing something, well, that's doing something. And if you're saying that you're doing something to other people, well, that's just doing something right there. And I don't think that you can see the humor of what you're, and the humor of the tragic hero of where you are right now. And it's hilarious. It is so funny, but you're so in your character that you forgot how fucking funny it is, because you're hooked on these things. Just like well, it's not just like my dad, but my dad, as a person that he's an actor, but he's so like devoted to his Catholicism, him being a sinner, him being the stupid son, him being a dog owner, him being the old man that walks the dog around the neighborhood, and him keep on telling himself that he's this person, telling himself that he's misunderstood by his daughters and that's why they don't talk to him, that he forgot that he's making all that stuff up. And so you're not my dad, and you can hear me, and you can hear that, like, you could, I think, you can, if you can incorporate Feng Shui, incorporate the rainbow, into the police force and de-escalation, and not even just the police, but to humanity, and just manipulate it so that we could do a hard sell or a soft sell, or it doesn't matter what, but those are because that's what you went into, of like how to incorporate feng shui into this stuff. I feel like going to people, it's like that story of the I remember listening to this one song, and this guy is like going on this odyssey, and he goes to all these different gurus, and he goes up to this one guru and he said, "What's the meaning of life?" And the guru says, "Life is like a beanstalk, isn't it?" And then it's just like they just they just ask you another question, and you're just gonna have another question. And I was thinking of for the performance, another idea of like the one idea of like talking about an elephant and changing the elephant and whatever that elephant is, and then the other idea is like, instead of trying to find these answers, let's just keep on asking some more questions. Let's just go Socrates on these fuckers. Just Socrates on ourselves, Socrates on the audience, Socrates on, and because humans ask a lot better questions than they do answers, and so when people are going to say like, "Why are you doing this?" and just ask them another question.
You brought up Socrates, my great uncle.
Was he actually named that? Or your
no, it's my Greek ancestor.
Yeah.
You know, who cares how many greats there are?
Yeah.
They're all great.
There's graded, like America.
There's a couple, a husband and wife, who started the
Socratic?
No, not Socratic method. I have a couple of his books. And I went to it's a forum. Like they had back in Greece, nothing is judged. There's a circle, there's a topic, and everyone contributes something. And they've been, I don't know if they're still doing it, but this one guy who I used to know with a long white beard, who looked sort of like Socrates, he was doing the one here in Tucson, and it was at the Ward 6 Consul office. It went on for several years.
Okay.
I actually did, Eric and I did an improv one, and if you put online Socrates forum or whatever it is, what he did, him and his wife, they took the model of Socrates used for dissertation, discussion, and so on, and traveled around the country for several years, and they're in major cities, and he has 2 or 3 books out on that structure, and it's more social than anything else, but it's more of a, I guess I would say, there's no right or wrong. There's no criticism. It's simply stating your opinion and alternatives and so on. It's a very unbiased, subjective, I guess, way of having a discussion. So that's what I thought of when you mentioned that. Let me take these in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.